Imagine a figure so mysterious that even the Bible dared not reveal his origin. A king and priest, without father, without mother, without genealogy, described as eternal. Who was this man, whom even Abraham revered? Today, you will uncover the enigma of Melchizedek, the priest who challenges history and human understanding. From the very first chapters of the Bible, we are introduced to kings, prophets, and priests with long genealogies. Names, descendants, tribes, everything is carefully recorded. But amid so many details, someone appears who breaks all the rules. Melchizedek, a character who comes out of nowhere, without recorded origin, without descendants, yet with an authority that even the father of faith, Abraham, recognized. Prepare yourself to dive into one of the greatest enigmas of the Bible, which to this day fascinates theologians, scholars, and believers across the world. Who really was Melchizedek? A human king, an earthly priest, or a divine manifestation among men? The Bible gives us little information, but every detail is charged with symbolism and opens doors to profound interpretations. This mystery invites us on a journey that goes far beyond history. It touches the eternal. Melchizedek was king of the city of Salem, a name that means peace, and that many believe to be ancient Jerusalem. He ruled, but he was not merely a political leader. He was also priest of the Most High God. This is extraordinary because, throughout the Bible, these roles are usually separated. The king cares for the people. The priest cares for the spiritual relationship with God. But in Melchizedek, both functions unite in one person. This already places him in a unique category and points to something greater, Christ himself, who is called King of Kings and High Priest. The account in Genesis 14 describes Abraham returning from a victorious battle. It is in this moment that Melchizedek appears. He brings bread and wine, symbols laden with meaning, and blesses Abraham in the name of the Most High God. And most impressively, Abraham, the patriarch chosen by God, recognizes the authority of Melchizedek and gives him a tithe of everything. Pause for a moment and think, what kind of priest would have the authority to receive such honor from Abraham? This detail alone shows that Melchizedek was no ordinary figure. The name Melchizedek comes from two Hebrew words, Melech, king, and Tzedek, righteousness. Therefore, he is the king of righteousness. And the city he ruled, Salem, means peace. In other words, he was the king of righteousness and king of peace. These two attributes, righteousness and peace, are fundamental in Christ's identity. It is no coincidence that the prophets announced the Messiah would bring righteousness and be called the Prince of Peace. Melchizedek, therefore, carries in his very name a reflection of the Christ who was to come. Here lies the key to the mystery. There is no record whatsoever of Melchizedek's parents or his descendants. In Hebrew culture, this was unthinkable. The Levitical priests, for instance, could only serve as priests if they proved their genealogy. But Melchizedek appears without origin, without successors, and without lineage. In the book of Hebrews, chapter 7, he is described as one without father or mother, without genealogy, without beginning of days or end of life. This description makes him almost an eternal figure, a priest beyond human limits. Throughout the centuries, many interpretations have arisen. Pre-incarnate Christ. Many believe Melchizedek was a theophany, a manifestation of Christ before his coming in the flesh. A type of Christ, others see Melchizedek as a symbolic figure, a prophetic model pointing to Jesus. An angel or celestial being, some traditions suggest he could have been a spiritual being sent by God. Enoch, or another mysterious leader. There are bolder theories linking his identity to ancient figures such as Enoch, who was taken by God without seeing death. The fact is, the absence of concrete information opens space for almost infinite interpretations. The New Testament, especially in the letter to the Hebrews, highlights Melchizedek as the model of Jesus' priesthood. While the Levitical priests were mortal and limited, Jesus is priest according to the order of Melchizedek, eternal, perfect, without successors. This means Melchizedek was not only a mysterious character, but also a prophetic mirror that helped the early Christians understand who Jesus was. One detail must not be overlooked. Melchizedek offered bread and wine. Centuries later, on the night of the Last Supper, Jesus would do exactly the same. Bread and wine as symbols of his sacrifice and the new eternal covenant. Many theologians see Melchizedek's act as a prophetic foreshadowing of the Lord's Supper. It is as if, in that moment with Abraham, the sacrifice of Christ on the cross was already being announced. The author of Hebrews declares that Melchizedek remains a priest forever. This connects us to a powerful revelation. While all priests in history had a beginning and an end, the priesthood of Melchizedek transcends time. And this finds its fullness in Christ, the only eternal priest who intercedes before God for all humanity. Melchizedek is not merely a mysterious biblical figure. He is a key to understanding the eternity of God's plan. To this day, we do not know exactly who Melchizedek was. Was he a man, an angel, Christ himself? What we do know is that his figure continues to echo as an enigma, a shadow pointing to the greater light, Jesus Christ, the eternal King of righteousness and Prince of Peace. And perhaps it is precisely this mystery that invites us to keep seeking, because every time the Bible leaves questions open, it also makes room for faith. If this story moved you, imagine how many secrets are still hidden within the pages of the Bible. Leave your like, share this video, and write in the comments, who do you believe Melchizedek was? Your opinion may bring new insights to this millennia-old mystery. Melchizedek remains an enigma that spans the centuries. A king, a priest, a mystery that connects the Old and the New Testament. And perhaps this is his greatest mission, to point out that God's plan is eternal and that Christ is the perfect fulfillment of that promise. The enigma remains, but the message is clear. Righteousness and peace find their fullness in Jesus Christ.